I've had so many people ask me, Palesa, how can I speak in a more articulate way? This comes from people that are executives, junior staff, students. Everyone wants to be able to articulate their thoughts better. And I've been there before, where I've sat at a corporate table and you won't believe it. I had one of the executives say, what Palesa was trying to say is, and I promised myself that day, this will never happen to me ever again. I will articulate my thoughts with clarity. I will think before I speak. So today I'm going to give you exactly 5 tips that are going to definitely help you to speak more articulately in any meeting, in any presentation, on any stage. So you're finding yourself saying, I know how I want to say it because it's there somewhere in my mind. However, my mouth is not following direction. And you know why that is? Whenever people ask us to speak in the unprepared, what happens is your mouth rushes to fill the silence because you don't want to look stupid, right? So you start speaking and your mind is still like, wait, what do you want to speak about? Wait for me. And there you are saying, so the thing is like, kind of like sort of, if we just pause. The one thing you'll notice about every person that speaks well is they speak slower than you. And that gives them gaps to think. So what you want to do is, first of all, slow down. Process the information. You don't have to rush. No one's going to say to you, what's your opinion? And tell us quickly. How they're going to say it is, what's your opinion? And you have a choice to think about what your opinion is before you speak. The aim is to always just take it slower. And then the next tip is you want to ensure that you stick to simple structure. I love structure. When you have structure, you don't go from the east to the west, but you start from a clear direction, not from Z to B, but from A to Z. What this means is every time someone asks you a question, asks you to give your opinion, asks you if you can remember when something happened, you pause. You then think, what structure can I use? A simple structure I love is the triple P structure. So this is the past, present, prospective structure. And this means I'm always going to first take it one step back. I've just been asked, what's your opinion on this product that you see here? And I'm going to say, what's one step back? All right. When we designed this product, I initially thought this product was going to fail. But where we are right now with this product is that I've seen it effectively works and clients love it. And I'm just hoping for the future prospective that we will continue with this trajectory. Did you hear that? Magic. Just stick to structure. But structure won't come unless you slow down. And then one other thing we want to avoid is speaking in vague terms. Vague people usually go, we did that thing with those people. What's that thing? And who are those people? What you want to do is you want to name it. What is the thing that you did? We worked on the marketing campaign. We worked on the budgets. Say it as it is. Because we all know miscommunication, especially in the office or in the corridors, has always come from someone said, no, it's already done. But what's already done? Be clear. The marketing campaign is already done. And we will be submitting it to that person, to who? No, to the client. To Sloan. And when are we going to be doing this? On Tuesday, not sometime or very soon. Choose the specifics. When you speak in specifics, you avoid anyone saying, oh no, I think she said, I'm not sure if she said, But people will actually even be able to say what you've said with clarity. They'll be able to transfer your message without the telephone breaking. Remember when we played that game? So don't be vague. Another tip that people hate, and I say this because most intellectuals hate this, practicing out loud. It makes them feel like they're kids in kindergarten, but it works like magic. You want to often practice at home, especially out loud, whether you record yourself in the mirror, in the shower. You want to hear yourself speaking. And this is when you're reading your books, when you're writing an email, when you've written a message, send your friends voice notes instead. Why? The more you get familiar with connecting your mind to the sound of your voice and your words, the easier it becomes when it's your turn to speak. You're not feeling like, I do speak, but not a lot. You speak quite a lot, even when you're speaking to yourself. That was something I used to do all the time when I was practicing for my TV presenting. I used to do it in the mirror, do it on my phone, watch it back, and already know and have an idea of how I want it to sound, feel, and go. And it's not because you're learning how to cram it, you're just learning how to connect this mind to this mouth and then to your voice. And then the final tip, this one is magic. You want to do this. Build yourself some common phrases that you go to every time. So when you get asked your opinion on something, where do you start? Get a phrase. Your phrase could be, thanks for that. What I would like to add to this is just that thank you for that is better than, so you want to build phrases for yourself. You could even say, the point I'd like to add here is, when you've been asked, what's your opinion? You say, the point I'd like to add here is, that's a phrase you can run to. And whenever you ask a question, you can pause with, that's an interesting question, even if it wasn't. You say it to buy yourself time. Buying yourself time happens with those phrases that you mention. And I can tell you, go and watch podcasts, go and watch TV shows with the people that you admire, and you'll hear they use phrases all the time. They either go, that's a good question. Wow, I hadn't thought of it in that way. And as they're doing it, they're buying themselves time to then come up with this mind-blowing comment that they make afterwards, because you need time for your brain to process where are we going with this without using those filler words. So let's do a quick recap on what you're going to do to speak more articulately. Remember, you're never going to have someone say what she's trying to say, what he's trying to say. So first tip, you're going to slow down. It's not a race. No one's chasing you. No one said, answer her quickly. Pause, think, collect yourself. Secondly, you're going to speak with structure. Past, present, prospective, triple P. Start somewhere in the back. We'll find and meet you ahead. And then you're going to stop using vague words. The people, the thing, the other day. What day? Which people? Be specific. And you'll avoid the idea of people looking at you like, I'm not sure. Is she talking about the marketing or the finance? Get clear. And then practice out loud. Silly, yes. You're thinking, this feels like I'm doing crazy things, but that's how you become more familiar and more confident with how you speak. And then the final one, get some phrases. Don't jump into answer. Pause. Good question. And these are our amazing tips for how to be more articulate. If you enjoyed today's episode, you have to make sure you subscribe to this channel. You click on that notification bell. And to take it further, I'm going to leave you something special in the description box, which is the 7-day free challenge, where you and I will spend more time making you the articulate speaker that you are meant to be. Till I see you next time. Bye for now.